About 7 months ago, I replaced the oil pan and gasket in the B18 that I have in my Civic. I followed the instructions in this manual that I have that says use RTV on both sides of the gasket. I did it and figured it was just extra insurance because I remember not putting that much RTV on it in the past. But here I am 7 months later and I have leaks again. So I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm only going to put RTV in a few spots.
Well, if I'm going to get at this oil pan, gotta take the exhaust manifold / header off. So that means disconnecting the oxygen sensor, easy enough, and disconnecting the header from the test pipe. And now remove all these nuts. And that should let me take it off and drop it down. Doesn't really help me see any better where the leak's from, because I really thought I did a good job last time. But the fact that I'm getting wet studs and nuts makes me think that it is leaking. Nuts over here are dry, which makes me feel good because I did replace all the seals on the block side anyway. I don't know if I replaced this seal. Maybe I did. I don't know. It's time to take off all the fasteners holding up the oil pan. And this pan is ready to come off. It's not obvious where it was leaking on the bottom side. Everything looks good. I mean, maybe over here, maybe up there. Let's clean it off, get it off, and see if we have any other clues. Oh my goodness. So maybe it was the bottom side that was leaking, because this top side does not want to come off easily. This one, there we go. Got up under it. Yeah, that Permatex, it's pretty good. It is pretty good.
From what I saw when I was taking the gasket off, if I had used the Permatex Ultra Black on both sides of the gasket, I probably wouldn't be doing this, because that stuff seemed to seal very well.
So now I got to clean this surface up as good as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try what this old manual I have says. It says where the block meets this half and where the block meets the oil pump, I got to put a little bit.
I double checked, and the manual I was talking about actually says install the gasket dry. The instructions I was referring to are ones that come with the gasket.
But I'm not going to coat the whole thing. So now I'm just going to get all the RTV off. And since this area is pretty flat, it should be easy. Maybe a little tedious, but I can get it off. Almost done cleaning it off. Just gonna wipe it down real good and see what I got left. I'm only gonna apply RTV right here, and right here, because it looks like somebody's tried to grind this away to make it flat over here. And there's a bunch of other witness marks from, I don't know if it's a wire brush or what, but I'm gonna put a little bit here, there, and there, and install the rest dry and see how it goes. All right, so I'm gonna use these handy dandy things that came with the gasket. And I am just going to put RTV where there are mating surfaces between the block, the oil pump, and the cover on this side. And I'm using the RTV that was supplied with the gasket. All right. And it is going to be a lot nicer installing this gasket dry. And I cleaned off the mating surface on the oil pan really good too. All right, and now I should push this up until it goes above the spot where these will hold it. Look at that. So now the oil pan is sitting up there all level. And I can just take my time and insert the bolts and the nuts. So I'll just push it all the way up until it stops and get a couple of these started. Since I installed all the bolts I can take these out Yeah, and these only need to go in maybe 2 or 3 turns, and that makes them easier to come out, because last time I did this, I screwed them all the way in, and they're a little more difficult to take out. Still doable, but they only need to go in a few turns. Oh yeah, and I cleaned off all the nuts and bolts with brake cleaner before I reinstalled them, because they were still pretty clean from last time. Now I'm going to torque them all down to 12 Newton meters or 9 foot-pounds. Start in the middle and work my way out in a crisscross fashion. And when I finish torquing down this many things, I always go back and check again, because I could miss one, you know, trying to keep up with the pattern. But that's it. Now it's just time to put everything back together. So these are the headers I've been running, and they're cool, one piece, but I don't really care for them. So I made sure that I could get the donor headers apart, and I didn't have any nuts that gave me any issues. So I'm gonna try and install that on the car. But I gotta take this oxygen sensor off. I can go buy a new one, but if I can get this off, it'll save me between 30 and 100 bucks. Around 100 bucks if I find it locally, about 30 or 40 if I order online. Being that this is old, I'm going to try a trick that I have yet to try. I've already soaked it in PB Blaster previously, so that's a good fit. If I try and take it off now, it wants to spread. So I'm going to see if putting this on it to hold it together will help. Let's adjust it a little more. Let's see if the combination of this and the breaker bar will get it off. I don't think it's working. What the heck? Let's just go for it. All right, let's see. What? It took the whole thing off. Oh, man. Well, there's no going back to this header now without some welding. That is on there. Yeah, so even if I did get this off, this hex on this is pretty messed up. But what I can do is save this pigtail, so that if ever in a pinch I need an oxygen sensor, I can get a universal fit one and just throw this on it. So I guess I'm buying a new oxygen sensor after all. And I think it's about time to do something about that valve cover. I have another one, but I don't know what color I want to paint it yet. I could go with classic regular old black, or I could paint it like green or something. Like that valve cover. I really like that green. But whatever color I paint it, I gotta strip off all the old paint. I found my brush. I got it mostly coated. I'm just gonna make sure I get the edges a bit more. This thing said, pour this into a container and then, you know, use a brush to apply it. But I didn't have any containers. Maybe I need to pick some up. I already took one bowl out of the kitchen and it will never go back in the kitchen. My wife was not happy about that. I didn't think to cover this hole before I started doing this, but we'll see. Just something else to figure out. I think I have all the areas pretty much covered. So now I'm gonna go hunt for an oxygen sensor. So I went and picked up a new oxygen sensor, and that means I can install the OEM exhaust manifold slash header. Ugh, it's probably easier to come up from below. Oh, my arm's long enough. Yeah. Oh. This bracket is installed on this and the block. So I gotta take it off of one of them. There you go. One day I'm gonna clean this up real good, you know, get all this off of it, take a wire brush to it, maybe paint it or see what the finish looks like once it's clean. I'm gonna go ahead and install the new Denso oxygen sensor. I don't know what the torque spec is for an oxygen sensor, but I tighten it down until the crush washer is fully crushed, and then I stop. I've never had one back out on me. Hopefully this will mate up to that aftermarket Test pipe. Yeah, and it will. It looks like it will anyway. I like to put the donut on this side when I install it. So there it is. I put the donut on that side. This will make maintenance a lot easier for anything dealing with the oil pan and stuff under here, because I can just take this section off. And still, it's like a rite of passage for a Honda header to be dented. And now the oxygen sensor. There we go. And there's supposed to be a thin bracket that connects here. I don't know where it is. I know there wasn't one on the donor car, and I don't recall if the engine I found in the junkyard had one. But I think it'll be okay. A lot of aftermarket headers don't even use it, but if I find one, I'm gonna put it on. And the last thing I gotta do is tighten down this shield. I didn't tighten them down because I didn't know if it would interfere with the lower portion, but it didn't at all, so. If you have a keen eye, you can see a lot of the junkyard markings on a lot of the parts I have. They have these paint pens they use to mark their parts. And whenever I work on my car I see them, it's like a reminder of where things have come from. So today I got the new oil pan gasket installed using a lot less RTV, new header, and tomorrow I fill it up and I can go for a drive. I'm not gonna do it yet because it says 24-hour cure, so I'm gonna give it 24 hours. Yeah, tomorrow we'll see what that valve cover is looking like, and I may do some more work on the CRX. If you would like to follow along as I continue to maintain and improve these old cars, hit subscribe. If you would like to see the things I've already done, check out the playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.